This is the Cash Considerations podcast with three guys from Pittsburgh, Philly, and Boston talking sports. God help us all. This is the show. Take it away, Dave.
And there it is, the point. Welcome to the Cash Considerations podcast. Today is Tuesday, December 14th. We're back, bitches. We're going to try to record this thing every Tuesday for you, the people. Thank you again for everybody listening, watching, following, subscribing on the YouTube channel. We're going up, just like the Jeffersons, moving on up with number of subscribers, both there and on the Twitter at Cash Consid Show. My name is Dave Sharapan. I am the Sportsbook Consigliere at SportsBK Consig. And with me today, as always, the boys. First, up in Boston, CH, we got the weather out here that looks like it does back there, but he's looking good. Up in Wayne Manor, up in Boston, the social media manager, the coordinating producer, co-host of the show, and the email guy. Again, cashconsidshow@gmail.com. CH, how you doing?
How are you? How you doing?
There it is.
The double. Uncle what? Uncle what
Sam.
said? Uncle Sammy said that every time. It makes me laugh. Hopefully it makes you guys laugh too. The other co-host of the show, he's down there outside of Philly doing his thing down in the Buckhead Studios. Hair flowing. Eagles back from their bye week. Newbie Talks on the Twitter. Dan Alexander. Noobs, what's up? How are you, sir?
Oh, it's a beautiful day here outside of Philadelphia. And I'm with the boys, so it don't matter what the weather's doing outside. It's always sunny in the Buckhead Studios, baby.
Amen. That's where we're at. I'm out in Vegas. It's raining. It's cloudy. It might as well be 6 inches of snow when it rains here for like an hour. Like nobody knows what to do. Get off the roads. We're here. Lock us in for your commute. For you watch something at night. Turn on the YouTube channel. Catch us. We really appreciate it. Today we're going to just swing it around. We got no college football really to discuss. Me and B. Howe are going to get after that tomorrow on 8 in the Box. That'll be available tomorrow afternoon. We'll take a look at the first bunch of bowl games. Baseball, still no baseball, bro. So we ain't going to worry about no baseball. We might mention the NBA. I'm wearing the Warriors hat. Steph's going for the record tonight. By the time you get this, he'll probably have already made it. It's just a matter of how many shots it takes to make it in New York City. NHL, we're not even going to touch on it. I don't even think we're going to take a 2-minute shift tonight while I'm pulling the goalie because there's just too many other things going on. And of course,
everybody's got COVID. Everybody's already inactive, Dave. That's what I mean.
People shutting down teams. There's all kind of shit going on. Like it's happening again. I really, really hope it doesn't happen. But like cases are going up. Things are happening. They're shutting teams down for a week now. Just you're not playing. We're postponing the games. We're back. Please, everybody, keep your fingers crossed and just take care of yourself and make sure you do what you need to do to not get it, spread it, whatever you got to do. That's enough about that. We're going to go in the gun with the football, of course. Crazy NFL week. So we're going to look back and then look ahead with the picks kind of at the same time and then take a minute and out. That's the show. That's what we do. All right, boys. First and foremost, order of business. Steph's breaking a record tonight. Would you guys bet over or under 5.5 made 3-pointers tonight? We always talk about the prop bets. We'll get to OTOSOP, toss up, we call it. Let's throw a little basketball prop out for the people that they'll be able to listen to. Apparently, a lot of people listen to the show after the games to either laugh at us or go, man, those guys knew what they were talking about. Nobody knows shit. Dave says it all the time, but probably should have listened to it before the show. CH, we going over or under 5.5 made 3-point shots tonight for Stephen Curry?
Games in New York?
Yes.
Games on TNT?
Yes.
He breaks the record in the national game. Over.
Pretty simple. That's strong analysis right there.
Oh.
Noobs, what do you think?
I mean, the crazy thing is I feel like everybody's betting the over, right? And yet the under is actually where you have to lay money on. So if you're on DraftKings right now, it's under 5.5 is -135, the over +105. So really neither of those are great. I guess I'll do it. I'll say the under. I'll be the naysayer. When everybody says one thing is going to be happening, I like saying the plane. So I'll go on the under, Dave. I'll be the one person in America, and everybody can at me and laugh at me.
It's like betting the don't pass line on a hot craps table. You're that guy. You're just like, yeah, give me the don't pass. Everyone else is high-fiving. Oh, another point. No,
Hey.
son of a bitch.
A little curmudgeon.
Yeah. All right. So I want to see him get it. So I'm going over as well. Me and P-Roll talked about that on the props.com show. We call it Bostonian versus the book. We do that every day as well. You guys can find that if you like my shit and want to listen to me and Peralt go back and forth a little bit with more shit, follow along with that show. They had travel issues. They didn't get there till this morning. There's so many things. And I think I wanted to also address it. Wait a second. It just hit me. Noobs, who does Steph Curry's brother play for? I just off the top of my head.
He would have a much better chance at hitting this 3-point record if he didn't get his ass shut down by the Sixers. Let's go. Don't pay attention to the fact they lost by like 30 points in their next game. Just think about the where it was Saturday night and Joel Embiid's quote after the game. He's not going to break the record in my city. It's my town. I loved it. It was absolutely beautiful. That got me amped up, baby. That was the best Sixers win of the year by far.
Was so good. And they started playing the song with 13 seconds left. Which was just fantastic because I was watching a zillion things on Saturday. There was a million things going on Saturday. And I had 3 TVs on in 3 different rooms, trying to be ready to record something, watch something. I had the computer on the other thing and watch the end of that game. That fourth quarter was so impressive. I was like, man, this team is incredible. But
just taken over in the fourth quarter. It was a beautiful thing.
But those, you see what happens when the big guy don't play.
Oh, they suck ass, man.
They got beat by 30, to Memphis.
Well, him and I think Seth Curry, everybody talks about Embiid being out. Like Seth Curry, truly, they don't have an outside shooting presence with any consistency when Seth Curry's not because he opens things up for other guys. You were hoping Tobias Harris could be one of those 30-a-point night guys when you have some injuries or you have some people out. So, I wasn't surprised. I knew that letdown was probably going to be coming. When we're really going to play the song, though, is when that trade finally goes down and Simmons is a Boston Celtic. That's when we're really going to be playing the song for real.
If you're watching on the YouTube, when he started the song, you probably saw me do this and just take the earbuds right out of my ears. I can't even hear what you're saying because I took the earbuds out. If that happens and they make that trade for Simmons, this is going to be how I pay attention to the Celtics. I'm just going to unplug and they're going to be dead to me. How much longer does he have on his contract?
Come to the Sixers. Just come to the Sixers.
I will. Absolutely.
The Celtics went out west and went 1-4 on that road trip and came home, by the way, and destroyed as home dogs the Milwaukee Bucks. Talk about a crazy team. Like they were getting points. They were the steam bet 4 of the 5 games on the road out west and lost them all. The ones that the number moved that much. They come home. I fell for the trap. I'm like, yeah, they just had a bad road trip. When they have a bad road trip, it's a little betting 101 type thing that's happened over the years. 4 games or more in everyday sports like basketball and hockey right now. Successful road trip, come home, lay an egg at home on first game back. Unsuccessful road trip, a lot of times come back, and getting points in that situation is a good bet. Just keep an eye on that. It happens. They go on like 2 trips a year where it's multiple games like that, 3 time zones and all that shit. Hockey, basketball, keep that in mind from a betting standpoint. All right. Before we get to the stuff, of course, the In the Gun and OTSOP. We recorded the show last week on Friday, boys, and I wanted to ask you like a theory question because we all looked at the board this week and went, oh my fucking God, like how are we going to come up with games and what do we like? And it looks terrible. Did you feel better about picking the games on Friday than you do on Tuesday? Was it that noticeable of a difference? Or does all the shit that we do, because Newbie produces all the shows for Wager Talk, listens to all the noise, we consume content. CH is watching shit all the time, tweeting stuff in between the regular gig and, hiking with the wife and everything else that he's doing up there. Is it too much to do it on Friday? Are you more confused on Friday, or is it clearer on Friday than it is on Tuesday? Newbie, I'll go to you first.
Honestly, I felt on Friday the best that I probably ever have felt about my picks. Like, I felt confident. I loved the sides that I had. I really was feeling good because of the information that I accumulated. And then I end up with a 2-5 week. And not only a 2-5 week, Dave, like a gut-wrenching, heartbreak 2-5 week. Like, and I'm not going to be one of those people who does the what ifs and, I should have won this game. I should have won that game. You lost. The ticket didn't cash. Congrats on your CLV trophies. Amazing. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, for me, I really feel a lot more confident later in the week, but clearly the results showed in the pudding. I think it was just a rough week because I'm not really a favorite bettor. You know what I mean? Like, I like looking for value in some stinky dogs, and it wasn't the week to be betting stinky dogs, whether it was Tuesday or Friday. So honestly, I'm indifferent. I have less time to overthink my picks when it's happening on a Friday, I would think.
CH, how about you? Because, you got the spreadsheets, you got all the picks, you got, and I know you're looking and, obviously follow along everybody on the Twitter. Again, he's at Carl Hascall. He's at Newbie Talks. I'm at Sportsbook Consigliere. We're constantly intertwined in conversations there, not just amongst ourselves, but amongst a lot of other people that have been on the show, friends of the show. Sometimes people taking shots at the boys on the show, on the Twitter, which if you want to take shots and bring up shit from a month ago, like, you can do it, but do it in a nice way. It sounded like somebody might be firing some missiles. And, I like chicken. I really do. And chicken
Especially
for dinner's great. I like it. But Jesus Christ, like, bring the shit up a month ago. It's a funny joke. It was funny then. Just saying.
We may hear
more about that at the end of the show.
Okay. All right. You like chicken dinner. All right. That's good. I like chicken dinner too. It's good. And actually, it's a good podcast. You should follow it at Chicken Dinner. Chicken X Dinner, I believe, is the handle. Our boy Sammy P. It's all part of the show. CH, do you like picking the games on Tuesday? Do you like picking the games on Friday? Or rather just say, fuck it, don't do the show. We'll just pick the games on Sunday.
Well, if I get to talk to you guys on Tuesdays, then I like picking the games on Tuesdays. Let's put it that way. I'll tell you, though, that I had my best week of the year on the show last week, picking on Friday, and I had my best week of the year at the book on this past weekend. So whatever we did last week, I loved it. Let's just keep doing that.
All right. Well, what happened last week? Right. What happened last week was every favorite won except two, and they all covered. And not disparaging you, but Stevie Wonder hit a 4-game parlay this past weekend. There were people coming in the book. That's right. I mean, a 6. Like, a lot of people hit the half dozen parlay. Some people hit a dream parlay. Some guy hit a 25 fucking game parlay at Caesar's Palace. It was $25. He won some $250,000 or some shit for 20. I commented back to Purdom. I said, DP, I ain't never seen a system take more than a 20-teamer. I didn't even know you could do that. I've been looking at this software and shit for 25 years. I heard of a 20. It never occurred to me to ask if a system could take 25-game parlays, because who in the hell would do a 25-game parlay? You're out of your fucking mind, people. It's hard enough to get 4, let alone 6, like CH hit one. So I don't know when it's best time to pick the games is, but I think right now is a good time to get right in that place. See, Newbie, before we go there, hold on. I got to mention this Book It Sports app, because Trent, I don't know what he's done. I think he's buying followers at Book It with Trent. He's literally climbing the ladder, all this stuff. He does these live streams where he talks to people and then gives out the games. I don't know if he wins, but you could go to the Book It Sports app If you love the sports bet, listen up. The Book It Sports app is here to make your sports betting experience a breeze. Whether you're looking to talk shop, purchase picks, or simply need an app to keep track of all of your action, Book It Sports is the app for you. In sports betting, transparency is key, and with the all-new Book It Sports betting score, you can easily separate the contenders from the pretenders. What are you waiting for? Download Book It Sports today for free in the Google Play and Apple App stores and prove to your friends why you're the better better. I don't know. Man, oh man. He ain't no better. I mean, maybe he is. Maybe he's getting better. He hit some parlays and stuff. But, you know, the Washington football team took him down like it took most of us down. Newbie, take us to that place. Call Cousin Cooter. Where we go?
Oh, that's right. Now it's time for the most root-tootin' football segment this side of the Mickey. Yeah, it's time again. Yeah, baby. Cousin Cooter, all up in your face. Woo! Also, CH and I were talking before the show. We think that Cousin Cooter needs to add like a disclaimer with all the COVID cases rising. Omicron may or may not affect our picks in the gun segment. That goddamn Omicron.
We need something to talk about that. We waited till Friday and picked the games. Yeah, and we got COVID. The
Washington pick was brutal. Honestly, any of the games that featured COVID issues were teams that I had, one of which was the Rams, still end up getting that one home. You were also mentioned about how all the favorites won except for two of them. Well, one was you guys looking at the Cardinals. The other was that pick on the Browns. And I need to get over that one. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to
let it go.
Can't just dwell on it, because if you do, I will lose my mind. You know, for what it's worth, before we get into In the Gun, guys, I do say almost every week, and, you know, we should make a prop bet out of it. Don't make it a drinking game, because people will be fucked up by the end of the show. Every time I mention a game you can tease, because I truly do not bet NFL sides anymore. I don't do it. I personally can't find any value in it. I told you I like the Bills as a teaser leg.
Yep.
Cincinnati as a teaser leg. Yep. Washington as a non-wongable teaser leg, and the Rams. So if you bet those games straight up, you go 1-3. If you bet those on teasers, wong or not, 4-0 on the teasers that I
4-team teaser. That's a 4-team teaser, right?
I'm not like saying, oh, you know, pat myself on the back. Look at how amazing I am at teasers. I'm just saying, if you find something that works for you when you're betting, do it, whether people tells you it's square or not. Because if you're cashing the tickets, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean?
That's it. I mean,
so that's the Cousin Cooter disclaimers here at the beginning of the In the Gun segment. So we're actually we're doing some every week. There's more syllables to gun. You never would have known it. We got Thursday night football games going. We got Saturday. We got some early windows, and we're scrapping Sunday night football and Monday night football. Go to any other show, because they're all talking about those games. We are actually going to talk about the few good games that are actually on the slate this weekend. And the first maybe end up going to be the game of the week. It's an AFC West showdown. It's the Chiefs taking on the Chargers. Chiefs laying the road chalk. 3-point favorites as they're taking on the Chargers. And guys, I mean, talk about being back, bitches. The Chiefs have just come rolling back. I mean, that defense, albeit they're playing some subpar opponents and offenses, they've come rolling back. They absolutely rolled the Raiders last night. Here's a tip to teams: maybe don't have your pregame meetings on other teams' logos. A little bit of extra bulletin board material. I'm going to lay it with the Chiefs here, guys. I rarely go first in the Gun segment, but I figured, why the hell not? We rarely do a Thursday night game. So, you know, if I was to bet this game, you know what I'm probably going to do? I'm probably going to tease the Chargers up first shot of the show. And then I would probably do a same game and take the under in that game at 46, or the over, excuse me, at 46.5. But I'm going to lay it with the Chiefs, because I think you're getting a good number on a team that is not being priced at how damn good they are in the market, even with their 10-point that they were laying last week. CH, am I crazy for thinking this team is back? What are you thinking, Chiefs Chargers?
Well, I know someone in the city around where I live is pretty high on this team, as evidenced by some interactions we had this week But again, we'll get to that later. Yeah, they're looking good. I mean, they've won 4 in a row. Actually, they won 6 in a row, but 4 by double digits, right? And this is only a 4-point game. I think Kansas City's back pitches too. Hopefully they cool off before the last week of the playoffs when they have to come to Foxborough.
Yeah, I mean, this is that was a nice little slide in there, CH. If you weren't paying attention, you may have missed it.
Nobody's listening to the show anyway, boys. Don't worry about it.
So Dave, are we going unanimous right off the back? Start off the week with a unanimous pick on Thursday Night Football. And did you see that throw made by Justin Herbert where he was just freaking rolling out, throws that absolute bomb? Just beautiful, man. He is terrific.
He's unbelievable. So we're going to do a segment after we're done picking the games and stuff before we get to, take a minute. We're going to call it Dentro e Fiore. That's in Italian, in or out. And we're going to pick some playoff teams. So just in case anyone is actually listening to the show and wants to take maybe one of our segments and reformulate it and change it and that, speak Italian, Dentro e Fiore. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So
copyright Cash Considerations 2021.
Good job, CH. Way to get that in there. So in or out, the Chargers are going to be in and the Chiefs are going to be in. This is a playoff game, though, boys. And the Chiefs are rolling, right? 4 in a row wins, 4 in a row covers. I mean, like defensively, amazing what they're doing. This is going to be one of them games I'm taking a home dog right now. It's Tuesday. I'm taking the points. This is the last game the Chiefs lose until they got to go to Foxborough in January. Okay? They got the Steelers, they got at the Bengals, and at the Broncos. I don't think they lose again, but I think this is the week that they can catch them. Short week in the Chargers. Probably going to look a lot different than the Chiefs games have looked. Give me the Chargers plus the points.
I should have pulled some numbers on Andy Reid on Thursday Night Football. Look for us on Twitter at Cash Consid Show. I'll tweet something out about Andy Reid on Thursday nights coming up this week. I should have pulled that before the show. That is on me, boys. Let's move to Saturday. And this Saturday slate ain't bad. I mean, the first game is kind of like it's the poo-poo platter to the real entree. But the Browns are taking on the Raiders, and the Browns were 6-point favorites this morning. And then they were one of these teams that got bit with the COVID news. Everybody's out. Jarvis Landry's out, as if that really matters at all. But he's out. Now the Browns have moved down to -3. So a 3-point line move in less than 24 hours. Dave, I mean, you've been in the book. You've seen moves like this happen. I mean, maybe not so stark because of COVID, less than an hour and you got a 3-point move.
Yeah.
Line move justified. And where are you looking in this game?
It's crazy because you don't know how much to move the line. You got to move it on a bet. Obviously, somebody bet it +6. And now what do? You get the report. This guy's out. This guy's out. Boom. All right. We saw it last night. Certain guys are out. Does it move the line? Well, it does because people bet it. You don't just move it unless the quarterback is not playing. Right now, Baker's still playing. I'm good with it. The Raiders stink. That meeting on the center of the field in Kansas City was ridiculous. And then getting their asses kicked. Now, this is a perfect bounce back spot. So was last week in Kansas City. And I picked Kansas City. I ain't picking the Raiders no more. Give me Cleveland at the discount -3. They're winning this game. This is another team that we may mention in the Dentro e Fiore segment. I don't know how many more games Cleveland's losing, but they ain't losing this one. Beat the Raiders and lay it.
Dave, it doesn't matter how many different languages you talk, they're still going to steal the segments. I'm sorry to tell you. But
That's fine.
CH down to 3 for the Browns. What are you thinking as they're taking on the shitbag Raiders? So we got a shitbag.
Yeah.
They're the West Coast shitbags.
Fair.
Hashtag shitbag Eagles and Raiders coming soon. I texted, I don't remember if I got both of you or just Newbie, but I'm 2-7 in Raiders games this year. Whether I pick with them or against them, I'm 2-7 in friggin' Raiders games on this show.
This is gold.
I hate them. I hate the Raiders. I hope this game finishes at 3 and it's a push and nobody fucking wins. Everybody gets their money back. If I could bet, can I bet that? That might be my prop.
That's outstanding.
My prop is going to be Cleveland by 3.
Hey, if you could pick, there's a prop usually every game. We did it every primetime game. Will the game land on 3? There's a prop bet that you can do that. That's a big plus price, CH. If you can call your shot, you clean up a lot of the prop bets, man. That's a big plus.
But my real pick is going to be Cleveland. I had him at the -6. I don't think that the news today is enough to move it 3 points. So I'll take it at the 3 and watch it bump up to 4, 4.5.
Yeah.
All right, boys, make it unanimous. I, too, am going to fade the overreaction news. I don't need to add any analysis because I think these guys both took the words out of my mouth. I'm laying it with the Browns. Make it a unanimous play.
Newbie, do you have that song, Whatever You Like? Did you ever put that in the board?
I thought that I did, but I think I may have recorded over it. But I got to get that back in here. It's a damn good song.
Yeah, and every time we get a unanimous pick, just push the button.
Yeah, you can have whatever you like. All right, I'll get that in there for next week. So
all right, perfect.
Cooter sing karaoke. But whatever you like, unanimous pick. And for what it's worth, we did hit. We laid doubles for our unanimous pick, 12.5 with the Packers last week.
No problem.
Cash it, easy money.
Yeah.
All right, this is the game right here, CH. I am so excited for this one. I think I'll be watching with maybe some clenched cheeks because that's right. You got Ginger Jesus in prime time. Yeah, baby. Carson Wentz and the Colts laying a little bit at home against the Patriots. 2.5 is the line. And for what it's worth, the look-ahead line was the Patriots actually favored. So some Colts getting some love off of the bye in this one. CH, I'll let you go last in that one. And I guess I'll go first since Dave Batt lead off. If Wentz is playing, I'm laying. Like, you already know that. Like, it's just a formality. When you see Colts on the list, just know I'm going with them. I'm actually wearing, I didn't even think about it, I got my Carson Wentz AO1 shirt on that I'm rocking today, baby. So yeah, you know I got to go with Wentz. But the real play, if you can get 8.5 points with the Patriots, teasing them up, I'm doing that every single day of the week. Are you kidding me? I love the Patriots at plus 8.5. But for show purposes, I'm laying with my boy Wency. Dave, am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy. This is one of those plays in the book that you hate, but you don't. You know that everybody's going to be on the Patriots, and they're dogs. Give me them on the money line, and you see it, and sometimes it comes through, but it ain't for me. Not this week. I'm taking the Colts. They're going to run the ball. The total in this game has me completely intrigued, because it's a perfect number. 45, 46 is that exact number that makes you go, this feels like it should be an easy under. Stay tuned for that. But I'm thinking Colts. This may be the last game the Patriots lose until they get to SoFi. Little hint.
CH, it sounds like you guys are both eyeing that total. Maybe got to stay tuned a little bit later for OTOS to see if it's actually true or not. Colts 2.5 against your New England Patriots. You got two guys on the Colts, man. This is your chance to tell us to go f ourselves. What are you thinking?
I would never say that to you guys.
Yeah.
I might think it after hearing your picks on this game, but I would never say it to you guys. I looked at this last night, just before I really dove in, and I thought 2.5 points. Jesus, they're getting points. What am I missing here? And then I started breaking down numbers and looking at the things I look at on every game, not just the Patriots game. And I said, Jesus, this is going to be a close fucking game. Then I look at the one number that jumps out to me. The Colts are 3-4 against the spread at home. Patriots are 5-1 against the spread on the road. That's the one number that's going to sway me on this game. It's going to be close. And I think in a close game, I'll take the 2.5 points. I'd be taking them anyway because it's the Patriots. I'm not going to bet against them. But I'll take the points and probably sprinkle the money line. Actually, I've already taken the points. I took that this morning at the 2.5.
I mean, 8.5, though, if we tease it up, that could be a show best bet.
How does that lose? Right? Seriously.
You know what I mean?
How does that lose?
Because I agree. It's going to be a close game. cheeks are going to be clenched in the Newbie household and the Haskell household. That is for darn tootin'. Let's move on for the rootin' tootin'. We're already to Sunday, the early slate. And of course, we got to start off with some shit and some bags. In Philadelphia, a game I will be in attendance. And it's worth mentioning, the Eagles have not won a game with Newbie in attendance. So that's a trend that just keeps on going. Does it break this weekend? We'll see. My side actually comes from this game, maybe tied in with that trend. You have to stay tuned to listen to. So I defer, and I'm throwing it right back your way, CH. It's the Eagles laying 5. Your favorite number, CH.
Oh, God.
Taking on the Washington football team.
So I'm frantically searching my phone because my cousin out in Arizona went to the game last night.
Yeah.
In Phoenix, and I'm pretty sure going into last night, his record was 1-3 at the games he's gone to this year.
Nice.
He was there again last night. They lost. Remind me the next time the Cardinals are at home to find out if my cousin's going or not. Because if Newbie's going to the game, oh my God, I hate this number. I hate these teams. We keep talking about getting the bag, and all we keep getting is this bag of shit every week. I'm taking the bag of shit. I can't believe I'm doing it. I'm laying the points. with the bags of shit.
I'm that clip of CH, and just whenever I'm taking the Eagles, I'm taking the bags of shit. That's beautiful. Dave, are you too standing there with a big poopy bag?
Can't do it, Noobs. I want to do it. I like the Eagles, but you going to the game, I'm riding the streak until it ends. I hope the Eagles win and cover with you in attendance. I'm taking the points. Give me the 5. I think this number is actually, it's coming down. It's going to come down. And again, I might end up with that great CLV +5. It don't mean shit if it don't win. Give me the Washington football team in a close divisional game. You know, these goddamn shitbag Eagles are going to make you sweat.
That's for sure. That is the absolute guarantee. And for what it's worth, the early money coming in on the Eagles, and now, some of the sharps are looking at it and saying, whoa, wait, they're laying 5. I mean, that's crazy. So, it's bouncing back and forth, but I agree. This is going to close lower than 5. I'm with you, Dave. A lot of people buying back on the football team. Last game in the Sunday early slate, CH, I'm giving you first crack at this one, as the Titans are taking on the Steelers, and the Titans laying only 2 against this Steelers team. I mean, this is as fishy as they come, man. This is truly as fishy as it comes. It's actually down to 1.5 in some spots. What say you? Titans, Steelers, 2 points, 1.5, depending on where you're shopping. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And I hate, I know Dave's been doing this a long time. I've not nearly as long as Dave's been doing it, but sometimes I get these lines and I just shake my head and go, what the fuck am I missing? Because this number to me is like 6. It's not 1.5.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then, so that's when I start over analyzing the shit. What am I missing? I start looking at Schefter, and what is Schefter saying? Did somebody break a leg or whatever? Whatever the fuck. I don't care. I'm laying the points. The Titans are, this is a double-digit win, I think.
So, Dave, what is up with this line? I mean, is it telling you take the Steelers? Does it just make no sense? Like, what is going on as it's moving towards the Steelers?
Telling me. So for years, they bet the team off the Thursday night game that's playing against the team that played on Sunday. It's the longer rest thing. They're at home. They're not laying. You can't lay points on the road. They're going to bet Pittsburgh to be the favorite. And then they're going to bet Tennessee if it actually flips and take the other side. And they're going to take plus money and plus money. It's not because they think they're going to win. It's just manipulating the line. This is what happens early on. So you have to make Tennessee favored because the numbers say they should be favored. But the numbers say, like CH says, they should be favored by more. So you either believe it, you just go with it and stick to your guns, or you sit there and go, God damn, this line tells me the Steelers are going to win the game. How? I have no goddamn idea. Really have no idea. But they're going to pick them up, put them down, and they're going to find a way to win a game. Give me the Steelers plus the points. Give me them on the money line. Tennessee continues to fuck up like their spot and give the Colts some more life to come, get it come back. It's the NFL. It's the perfect, soap opera. This is part of it. Steelers plus the points.
I hope you're right, because I'm holding quite a few tickets on Colts to make the playoffs. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping you're right there. There were some nice plus money opportunities. This, for what it's worth, guys, is one of those perfect longable teaser spots. You have a 41
Yes.
and you get to tease a home dog with a great home record or home dog record under Tomlin.
Yes.
Up. That's a no-brainer for me. That's probably going to be the second leg in my Colts teaser with the Patriots going up. I'm with Dave, though. I mean, I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole on a teaser, but this line is telling you it makes no sense why the Titans are favored. So why are they favored? I'll take the points, even though it seems like it should be +6, +7, +8. Well, give yourself that by teasing them up. All right, Sunday late window already. We got a nice pace of play here in the
I
goose.
like it.
Wow. It's the Packers taking on the Ravens, and CH, your favorite numbers coming back up. Packers laying 5 on the road.
Cinco.
Ravens make no sense, guys. Like, how are they not better? I guess, all the injuries, I get all of that. But, the look ahead on this game was Packers 2. This is another one that probably would, not make my betting card. I think if Lamar is confirmed that he's fine, he's going to play, this line will drop a little bit, but it would just be a sheer pass for me. Since we don't pass here, this is a no pass zone. This line sucks ass. I'll lay the 5 with the Packers. The Packers are just the better football team right now. CH, what are you thinking in this one, brother?
Yeah, same. I hate, honestly, I would take a week off looking at these games this week. The only one I was really interested in, I almost put it on the list, is the fucking Jaguars and the Texans. It's only a 3-point game.
That could make it a toss-up spot.
Yeah, it could. That's right. But like you said, Newbie, Green Bay's a better team. 5 points is nothing to Green Bay. You don't know if Lamar is going to play. So today on Tuesday, I'll lay the 5.
I would actually, if they announce Lamar out with how hobbled he's going to be, I would probably feel better. I mean, Huntley didn't look bad. He's doing the same thing as Lamar. He's doing one read, and when it's not there, he's running all over the place. It's not really that much of a difference. So I'll take the guy with 2 legs rather than 1. What are you thinking, Dave?
CH, who would you take in that Houston-Jacksonville game? Just out of curiosity. Did you like a side?
Yeah, Houston. Jacksonville is. So for the record, and I keep track of this. This is what, week 15?
Yeah.
The Jaguars have not made the list yet this season. We have not talked about one Jaguars game yet. That's why it almost made it. Then I looked ahead and saw that they're playing the Jets in a couple of weeks. So they'll probably make it. But absolutely, I would take Houston. The Jaguars are a mess.
I mean, Jags shouldn't be laying points to anybody. I'm with CH on that.
Yeah. It's hard to believe. I agree. But is there a bigger mess than Urban Meyer? Seriously?
No. Jesus.
That guy, man.
It's unreal. It's crazy what's going on.
He's just like on an island all by himself. He's walking into the office like, I can't wait until this fucking season ends and they fire me.
Have you guys seen Office Space? He's the dude in Office.
He's the stapler guy.
Fired. And promoted. Like he keeps getting promoted and he's trying to get fired, dude. He's just literally going through I can't stand that guy, man.
Big Taylor, I call him Big T. He's the producer of Game Within the Game with me and Brad Howe. He's a huge Seinfeld fan, and he's like in his early 20s. He's still graduating. Congratulations, by the way, Big T, graduating West Virginia University, and he's getting into this space. And he sends me a text. He's Costanza trying to get fired from the Yankees, and he keeps getting promoted. Like he can't. He's doing everything he possibly can, and he won't go anywhere. So it was a good analogy. I had to give him props. When you hear stuff on other shows or you talk to other people, you give them a little bit of elevation and prop them up on the platform. It works, people. It works. You should try it. If you haven't done it, it makes you feel good too. Just keep that in mind. It's for something fun. What else makes you feel good is this game. No, this game sucks. Are you kidding me? Green Bay, 4.5, 5, laying points in Baltimore. The guy got a bad toe. He keeps telling everybody, put it up on the thing for the TV. I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Ravens, but I'm taking them plus the points again. Somehow backdoored that game against Cleveland. The gift that keeps on giving is the Ravens plus the points. They stink. I can't add up. They got down 9. And apparently the analytics say to go for 2 when you're down 9 instead of kicking the extra point and being down 8 and knowing what you got to do, score and get to 2 to tie. The analytics tell you go for the 2 so you know what you got to do the next time. The next time, there's 5 minutes left in the game. Okay. So I got all these smart people coming at me in my DMs, and the people that got my phone number are texting me. Do you really not understand the analytics? I guess I don't. But again, nobody knows shit, including me. There you go. Rant, back to you. Baltimore plus the points.
Now, Dave, I'm going right back to you because our next
Let's
game,
go.
2 games left here in the inaugural segment. It's the Broncos taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And this is a team that you've just had a read on, man. I mean, you were on the 49ers last week. I think CH2 was saying, I'm staying away from Cincinnati in this spot. I like the pick. It almost got home for me. But the Broncos are laying points against the Bengals or Bengals or Bagel Bites, whatever the fuck you call them. Broncos 1.5 point favorites. You've had a read on this team, Dave, so I'm going to you first and then just stealing whatever you say. What are you thinking?
Bengals win outright. Bengals are a way better football team than the Denver Broncos, and you got to make the Broncos favorite. This is one of those games that, you make the line and you're like, yeah, Denver's a small favorite. Really? Are they? Because I like the Bengals. And watch this line creep up because Denver looked great. They played Detroit last week, laid a huge number, huge steam move came on them. All the sharps, all the wise guys, all the squares, all the public, everybody was on the Broncos. Sometimes they end up on the same side. And the books cry harder because now we need the Lions. Oh, God. Lions, Giants, and Bills. Oh, my. That was the afternoon session for the books, and none of them came in. Bengals are winning this game, boys. Bengals plus the points. Money line, take them plus 1.5 or 2, whatever you can get.
CH, he makes a compelling argument there. Are you on the same side as the Bengals are getting the 1.5 points? I just added an I in there. I'll put a different vowel in every time.
This game was the one that I was trying to figure out how the Broncos win this game. And I was trying to figure out how they win it by, it's 2 or 1.5 or whatever. I can't figure out how they win this game. I just don't think they do. I'll take the 2 points, the 2.5, the 1.5, whatever. And whoever loses this game is out of the playoff race because they both got some tough games coming up. They both got to play Kansas City. That's a loss. Bengals got the Ravens. The Broncos got the Chargers. So whoever loses this game is done. So I think that's a little extra motivation there for the Broncos. For the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm taking the Bugles as well. I would also be teasing them up. Moving them up to 7.5 points. So we'll go on the Bongles and make it a unanimous pick here, boys. Final game here in the game before we get you one total, one side, one prop. And Dave, you are batting leadoff. So hopefully you have been able to ascertain which way you're going. I'll go first as the Rams are taking on the Seahawks. Another huge line move with crazy COVID news coming in for the Rams. It was 7 around like 3 o'clock. We're recording here 5 o'clock Eastern. CH sends out our rundown and it was 7 less than 2 hours ago. It's down to 4 in
what the fuck happened?
Rams laying 4. Everybody's got COVID. Odell Beckham's got COVID. The whole entire team has COVID. I mean, even when it was at 7, this was like a pass game for me. I definitely leaned heavy with the Seahawks getting 7. Textbook letdown spot for the Rams here. But the COVID issues make me still lean that way, though. At only 4, this would be a sheer pass for me. But for show purposes, I'll take the points. I'll go with the Seahawks, and I don't feel good about it because the Seahawks suck ass, man. Like they are horrible.
Would you tease the Seahawks in a situation?
Not with the line move. I think, if it was at 7, I would just take the 7 there. But with the huge drop, I really don't think there's much. I think this is just a stay away game because there's probably going to be more COVID issues coming out. Who's to say that, there aren't COVID issues that are going to happen for the Seahawks? Like through the big 3 sports, we were talking about this before we come on. There are about 100 different players that are either in protocol or out due to COVID. So this is an absolute mess. This is where you don't go double fist into the counters, guys. You got to be judicious. I would stay away from this game, but for show purposes, I'm going Seahawks. What say you, CH?
Yeah, so I'd stay away too. I'd take the Rams. I think I would take the Rams until, I find out that, well, geez, I'm not a big Stafford fan anyway. I might like the Rams more.
I knew exactly what you were going to say. Stafford wasn't playing that. You were like, Stafford's playing.
Yeah, Stafford's going to do Stafford things at some point this year. It's only happened really once, but it's coming. It's building. I'm going to, for show purposes, I'll take the Rams. I think I would pass. On this whole slate this week, honestly. But one thing I'm going to add before Dave goes, I added in the Houston game to our picks because it's a unanimous pick. We all said Houston. That gives us 3 unanimous picks for the week. If we win all 3, we're back to 500 on our unanimous picks. So,
big pressure there. That's
big
good.
pressure. Big pressure.
You can have whatever you like.
Yeah, see, we got to get that back in the board, brother. We got to get that back in the board. That's what I was thinking when you hit it.
Right.
This game passed. Like this is screams to me. You don't know. Nobody knows shit is a real thing. You don't know who's playing, who ain't. You throw these lines up and you watch them move, and you're like, why is this moving? Who's playing? Who's not? Who's betting this? You got to be crazy betting this on Tuesday to move the number that much. Like somebody came in with a bag, and if you're taking 10 dimes on the game, somebody bet 10 dimes because OBJ and a couple other guys on a team are in the protocol. I'm telling you, it's the weirdest things in the world. I would take Seattle only because I have no idea. I don't like it. I should say, wait till the line's going to come down even more. I think you'll be able to get the Rams -3. Ridiculous, but true. Give me the Seahawks for the show purposes. I hate the goddamn game.
CH, did you have something to add there before we go to OTOSO?
Yeah, as we're recording here, it's top of the hour, and the lead story on Sports Center is COVID protocols and enhanced COVID protocols, and two more. They just put, I guess, the Rams and the Browns in the enhanced COVID protocols. So there's 7 teams now out of 32. This is going to get ugly.
Nice.
It's going to get ugly.
So does that mean they're canceling games, or what does that mean?
No, not yet. But now they got the basketball up there. They got the hockey. I think that they're concerned about. I'm reading the captions. They're concerned about postponing more games.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
it's.
How about that? With games being postponed and things being moved, players being out, let's get to some picks. Beautiful cash considerations, listeners. It's time for one total, one side, and one prize. Yeah, by the time you hear this episode, it may not fucking matter. The NFL might be shut down, but it's time for one total, one side, and one prop here on the Cash Considerations podcast. Dave is going to be batting leadoff here for us, a spot that he's actually been pretty damn good in. He hits his side. He hits his total. CH absolutely nails his side, and I won't bemoan anymore. I lose by the half point on my side, but I also won by a half point, even though I thought I lost by a half point on my prop. So CH crunching some numbers for us here. He tracks all of the picks, so if you want to know exactly how we do, you can shoot him an email at cashconsidshow@gmail. Correct is the name of the email. All right, I'm getting the nod. So he crunched some numbers. If you parlayed Dave's total, CH's side, and yours truly's prop, we had a 629 payout last week, and we cashed it yet again. That's been a profitable endeavor, going with our best options there, and that would be up about 11.5 units on the season. Ain't too bad, not too shabby. And Dave, I hope I filled enough there that you are ready for your total, your side, and your prop in the nice-ass Warriors lid. What do you got for the folks?
All right. So Steph Curry over. That's tonight. But for the purpose of this segment, slow it down, everybody breathe. We're going Saturday night. Saturday Night Fever was a great movie, and John Travolta, he did a lot of little moves and stuff. I'm going Saturday night for my one total, one side, one prop. I'm taking the Colts. I'm telling you right now, this is the last game these Patriots lose. And I saved it right here. I'm going to do it in the Pat the Patriot hat. We're going to pick this game. We're picking the Colts. In the hat, Colts win -2. It's going to 2.5. Get it now.
You
We're
put
going.
the Patriots hat on to go against the Patriots?
I did. I did.
In the end, though, CH.
It's going to work out at the
lose
end.
the battle and win the war. Let's be
real. It's going to work out. It's the last game they lose. The total. We're staying here Saturday night. Saturday night's all right for fighting. Saturday night is all right for unders. We're going under New England and the Colts. We're going to run. We're going to play defense on both sides of the ball. Yards are going to be hard to come by. This is going to look like an NHL playoff game for Space, boys. He showed everybody in Buffalo he liked to run the ball. He's probably going to unveil a 5 wide out package on Sunday, and they're going to air it out like Ed Henry did in Remember the Titans. But if he doesn't, the game's going under in this game. The prop, God damn it. It's so hard to find the props. I can't find the goddamn props. I went to the DK promotions. I had one, and then it disappeared while we were doing the show.
Nice.
Maybe because the goddamn COVID protocols and everything else happened while we were doing the shows. And they said, you know what? Maybe we were not going to have any props or DK promotions. So I'm scrambling right now for my prop. But if it's going to be something, it's going to be max passing yards under on Saturday night. Okay. Figured a number to be in the low 200s. All right. I went over to Matt Ryan prop last week. That was the only thing I missed in the OTOSOP. And he came up just short because they were winning the game. They were the other dog to go win outright and cover with the Falcons at the Panthers. It was a shit game. And we'll get to the Falcons and the Panthers in the Dentro e Fiori segment coming up here in a second. Side, Colts total, Colts Pats under, prop Mac Jones passing yards under on Tuesday. I don't know what the number is. We'll know. We'll tweet it out at Sportsbook Consig before Saturday.
Boom. That's a recap right there. CH, you can go here in the 2 spot. I will that cleanup for us. What do you got? Total, side, prop, in any order you want. I don't care. I don't care if you pick every single same pick as Dave. I don't care. Your segment right now.
I'm only going to take one pick, same as Dave, so I might as well get that one out of the way. I'm taking the Patriots and Colts under as well. This is going to be a low. This is 2 teams in the teens, I think, 18-16, 19-14. Yeah, it's going to be a low scoring game. Okay. So we did that a couple weeks ago. We both picked the same total. We hit it. Let's do it again.
Easy, by the way, we did it.
Yeah, easy. My side is going to be a game we haven't talked about yet, and it's going to be the bounce back Bills getting to play against the Panthers with their multiple quarterbacks and whatever the fuck they got going on there. That team's a mess. The three of us and 8 other guys can probably stop the Panthers offense at this point. So I'm going to take the Bills minus the 10.5. And then my prop, I went with this last week, and I thought it was going to hit, and then it didn't. I missed it by like 20 yards, but I'm going back to the well with the same prop, 2 different guys. Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette combined over 199.5 scrimmage yards. Kamara's capable of putting up $150 himself. Fournette's capable of putting up 100 himself easily. We just need some kind of combination to get us to 200. So I'm going to go with that again at minus 110. So Bills minus 10.5, Pats and Indy under 45.5, and Fournette and Kamara over 199.5 scrimmage yards. Back to you, newbie.
So I had for my total, I was going to be going back to the tout total. I had this whole entire spiel worked up for why I like Ravens over 19.5 points in the game. It's minus 115 on DraftKings. But if my asshole is going to be clenched on Saturday because I love Carson Wentz, and CH's asshole is going to be clenched because he's a Patriots diehard, Dave's asshole is going to be clenched because I'm going with you guys on the under. Make it a first ever, 1 total, 1 side, 1 prop. I love that play. It was one that I was on the fence. I hear you both on it. So we're going double fisted up to the counter under 43.5 in the paper. It's absolute mayhem. CH recover.
I don't know how I'm going to track that on the spreadsheet.
There's no column for that.
There's no column for that.
Unanimous pick, the first ever. The spreadsheet is into array. I was thinking about the Ravens team total over for the game. You guys have given me all the reason in the world. We're We're going under, unanimous, one total, one side, one prop in the Patriots game on Saturday. My side, look, the main case everybody is making all week long for Washington is that it's too many points for the Eagles to be laying. Well, it wasn't too many points when the Eagles laid 6.5 before the bye and they beat the Jets by 15 points. That wasn't too many points, right?
Nope.
The only game that the Eagles were home favorites this season was against the Saints. Yeah, 40-29. They cover the spread by 8 points. That wasn't too many points for the Eagles. So it's too many points is not a viable handicap for a team that's 3-1 against the spread as favorites this season. It's a small sample size, right, newbie? You're a homer, right, newbie? Okay, small sample size. Let's look to the margin of victory. That's a healthy 14.5 points a game margin of victory games Eagles are favored in. Is that not enough for you? I'm still a homer. Well, let's look to how they do versus expectations. They have covered the spread as a favorite, an average of 10.8 points per game in games the Eagles are favored. That's even with their stinker that they had in Las Vegas. Injury, COVID concerns for Washington. Eagles -5, best bet on the side. Eagles win the game going away. How about that for a handicap right there?
Notice you didn't mention you were going to be at the game. That didn't factor into
Left that part out. Everything was so good, and then you just got that in there.
I was rolling. All right, last thing, I'll keep it short here because then we're getting to whatever the hell it means, in or out in Italian.
Yep.
My draft, I'm going to the Prop King specials. I'm going Melvin Gordon and Joe Mixon over a combined 1.5 touchdowns. It's plus 110 on DraftKings. And the thing is, people say, well, Melvin Gordon doesn't score. Well, he hasn't until recently. He's actually scored 1 touchdown in 4 of his last 5 games. He's coming off a 2 touchdown effort. Yes, it was against the lowly Lions. I know, but Joe Mixon, he could get 2 touchdowns by himself. He has the 3rd most touchdowns in the league. He's gotten 12 this year. He's also scored at least 1 touchdown in 4 out of his last 5 games. I'll take them combined over 1.5 touchdowns, plus 110. Melvin Gordon, Joe Mixon is the prop. The side is the Eagles. Just hold your nose. I'm going to the game, but don't think about it. And we're going under in the Patriots game. What were you going to go, Dave?
I just found my prop. I was scrolling through DraftKings, and they have this under weekly specials. I changed the screen. The Monday night game, Minnesota Vikings at Chicago Bears, complete shit game. Away player props, score on or after 6 minutes elapsed is -120. You can bet that. And that actually the other side is score before is -110. It's the only prop on here that has the other side. There's a couple there that I want to bet against, but they only have the yeses. But apparently at DraftKings, if you want to bet the nose or you want to probably place bets that they want to throw you out for, you can't bet them. So I'm going to pick one that I can bet. I found it. There it is. They're going to score after the 6-minute mark. The away team, Minnesota Vikings, away team to score after the 6-minute mark. There you go. So that's my prop. In addition to the Mac Jones passing yards prop, which we'll get a number for. We're going to guess it's going to be about between 215 and 220.
I love it. There it is. That does it for Ian. Yeah. The football segment this side of the Mississippi is coming to a close. But we're not done talking football, folks. We got some bullshit in Italian and a take a minute coming your way. Right back to you, Dave. What is that Italian word? I'm just so bad at foreign languages.
Dentro e fuori. In or out. All right. It's very simple. You can say in or out.
Okay.
The AFC. All right. Who wins the number 1 seed? We're going to take that in another segment next week. All right. Whether it's going to be the Patriots, the Chiefs. Really, it's the Patriots or Chiefs. I mean, I don't think it's the Titans. It's the Patriots or the Chiefs.
Agreed.
We're going to decide who's numero uno next week or the week after. I need to know who's in or out. So CH, as he signs these things best, or we're back pitches or the things like this, puts it looks like Patriots, Titans, Chiefs, Ravens, Chargers are all in. That leaves 2 spots for Colts, Bills, Browns, Bengals, Broncos, all 7-5, and the Steelers 6-6-1, fighting for 2 spots. We'll go around. I'll start it first. Steelers out. CH Steelers
out.
Newbie.
Like Kenny Powers said, you're fucking out. Yeah, no shot.
Simple. It's just like they told Tom Hagen in a golf club. Tom, you're out.
You're out.
That's it. You're out. Broncos 7-5. Newbie, you're first.
Out.
CH
Broncos lose, like I said, to the Bengals this week. Broncos are out.
out. All right. Couple unanimouses. Bengals. CH, you're first. Bengals. Cincinnati. In or out?
Out.
I'm with you. I'm out. Newbie.
I wish I had their record in front. They're the first that you've said that I'm like, in or
7-6.
Yeah, I'll say out because I have a team who I want to get in.
Of course. Browns. Cleveland Browns. All right. We have the assumption so far with this thing is that the Ravens win the division. Now, if the Ravens are out or don't win the division, the Browns are in. I'll start. Browns, I think, find their way into this playoff only to lose in another disappointing fashion. Newbie, in or out?
Yeah, I think out of that division, it's the Bengals or the Browns. So since I said Cincinnati's out, I'm kind of with you. I'll say that the Browns are in, though. I think it's those two out of that division.
CH?
So, Dave, you saying you think the Browns are going to catch the Ravens, so they're going to get in?
I think they can. Yes, I think the Ravens,
if that,
really leaking oil, like they can be done. I mean, it's what, 8-5, 7-6, right?
Yeah,
It's not out of the realm of possibility, which would then maybe make the Ravens out, not just out of the division winner, out of the playoffs. But we just, for the purpose of this, dentro e fiori, in or out with Cleveland Browns. CH.
Yep, I think, like you said, one of those two teams make it. I think the Browns are out, but if they catch the Ravens are out. Only one of those two teams makes it.
Bills. This is a tough one. I mean, this is a team that got to get right, and then Allen's in a walking boot. CH. Buffalo Bills, in or out?
They're in.
Newbie.
You keep thinking that they're going to get right. You know what I mean? Like there's only two spots, and you're making me pick between like the Bengals, the Bills, the Colts. Like, I think right now I have to say they're out. Like, if Josh Allen's back and he's healthy, they're in. But like, I keep wanting them to get right, and they don't do it. So I got to say out right now.
Bills are home against Carolina this week, at New England, which they have no fucking chance of winning that game. Then home against Atlanta and home against the Jets. Buffalo in January. They got to be in, right?
They're in. Yeah. They're in. Forget everything I said thus far. They're in. Yeah.
If they don't get in, it's the biggest fall from grace, I think. The Bills
were favorites. I mean, there were people legitimately saying this was the year for them.
Yeah. Well, that shit changes fast, but like, in or out, I say they're in, but they better fucking win this week. If even with a backup quarterback, they got to win 3 more games. They got to win all the home games. Carolina, Atlanta, and the Jets. They find a way to lose one of those games, they're out. All right, last one. Colts. Newbie, I know what you're going to say, so you go last. I think the Colts are in. There's not many teams playing better football than the Indianapolis Colts are right now. I think they're in. CH?
Well, based on what you just said, if the Patriots win this game against the Colts, that means they're running the table. They're going to finish 13-4 and win the number 1 seed. So a little preview for next week. I think the Colts are in.
Newbie, is there any way Ginger G just doesn't get in?
All I'm going to say is, my pick. Next, move on, Dave. Yeah.
They got the Patriots this week. They got at Arizona next week, home against the Raiders, and then at Jacksonville to finish it out. Legitimately, this game is everything.
Agreed. If they win this game, they're in. They don't. You're looking at.
They need help.
Yeah.
They need help if they don't win this game. All right, let's swing it to the NFC. Good job, boys. That was quick. That was to the point. And I get to say dentro e fiori again. In or out? NFC, number 1 seed. We can't decide yet. Packers, Bucks, or Cardinals. I think I know who I like there. I'm all over, Aaron Rodgers in the Packers. I just think they got the best defense of the crew, but the Buccaneers are right there too. They're not going away. It's one of those two teams. I think we kind of saw the Cardinals for what they are. We'll get to that next week when we have a clearer picture. NFC picture is this, though. Packers, Bucks, Cardinals, Cowboys, and Rams, all in parentheses, I think, CH said. I think too. Those look like the teams that are in. That leaves for 2 spots for Dentro Fiore. The 49ers, the Washington football team, the Vikings, the Eagles, the Falcons, the Saints, all 6-7 and still in the hunt. Are you kidding me? This one won't take long. I'll start first. We're going backwards from that list. Saints. Oh, I'm sorry. The Niners are 7-6. The rest of the teams are 6-7. Saints out. Easy. CH
Out.
Newbie.
Trevor Siemian ain't making the playoffs. Out.
No way. Falcons. Newbie.
Yeah, and Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. I don't care. They're all shitty white quarterbacks. Like both of them. And in this case, again, Falcons too. Out, man. They're a bad team, and their coach, he shouldn't even be there anymore.
Carl.
Yep. Out. They're not good.
They're really not good, right? I mean, but they play at the Niners, then they play Detroit at home, they play at Buffalo, and they play at home against the Saints.
Yeah,
looks like a split. If they upset one of those other teams, somehow I think they're going to sneak in. I don't think they're in. I think they're out. Well, go ahead.
Too, Dave. Eagles, if it was a record tied situation, Eagles would have the tiebreaker. Remember way back in week 1 when the Eagles were winning the Super Bowl, they got the win in Atlanta. So
in Atlanta, that's right.
So that is a tiebreaker there.
That's good to know. Okay, well, there's the next bird team, Eagles. I so want the SBEs to get in. I think they will. Let's go SBEs. I think they get in the playoffs because the other team in this division, which we'll get to next, does not. Eagles in. CH, in or out?
Yeah, last week I was out. I would say out. This week I'm saying they're in. I'm losing faith in Washington.
Yes.
That win against the Jets, you think, oh, it was just them beating the Jets, but that was huge for just a little confidence builder. It was maybe a little bit of a quarterback controversy, but I've been saying this since about halfway through. Once after the whole Flower thing, that's when I placed my first bet on the Eagles to make the playoffs. And it was nice plus money then. You can still get it at about plus 125. They're in, dude, because they got 2 games against Washington. They have a game against the Giants, a revenge game at home, and then they play the Cowboys. And probably that game against the Cowboys, they could already be in the playoffs and have it locked up. So what are they going to care? They could even be resting players heading into the playoffs. I think the Eagles win 3 out of these last 4 games, at least, if not go 4-0. Out of all the teams, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a homer, that's who I feel most confident about being in. I think the Eagles are in the playoffs.
If they fucking lose this week, Newbie,
they're done.
No, and you're done going.
Oh, yeah.
This is it. You're on a game-to-game going. They have to win, and you have to be there.
It sucks having season tickets and not being able to go to the game.
Yeah, well, you got to sell them. You got to give them to your dad. You're not allowed to go. They have, 3 home games left. This one, then next week against the Giants, then they go to Washington, go on the road. If they win these 2 home games, go on the road and go to Washington.
Las Vegas. And remember what, Dave, I almost didn't make it back to Philadelphia when that happened.
You're right. That's right. Stay the fuck home. Don't go to Washington. Forget it. The last game against Dallas. All right, Eagles in. Washington football team out. Things are going bad, and they're getting hurt. That the tight end getting hurt. That hurt a lot of things. You could see the offense just not the same. I don't know how they came back. Dak threw that pick 6 and let them back in the game. But this is a playoff game this week. If they win, they're live. But I don't think this team's getting in the playoffs. I did 2 weeks ago. I don't now. Newbie, Washington football team in or out?
Yeah, Washington wins this week, and all of my analysis just comes crashing down. I think, they look at it and they only have teams to play in the division, but I think those 2 games against the Eagles after what they did to the Eagles last year, there's going to be some bad taste in the mouth. So I'm going to say out. I think the Eagles with the 4-game setup is just set up a little better.
CH, in or out, Washington football team?
No, out.
Let's hope so. 2 games at Philly, at Dallas, Philly at home, and at the Giants. Their fate is in their hands, but seriously, they're out. All right, Minnesota Vikings. CH, you're first.
They're already out. They
Yeah.
should. They were out. No, out. Go away.
They have to be out. I'll go second. They have to be out. Newbie, do you see any way that Minnesota can get in?
They have no excuse to be like as inconsistent and bad as they are. Like they have a talented roster. They have one of the best running backs in the league. Kirk Cousins having one of his best statistical seasons, and they still just can't figure it out. I think they're out, even though they have no excuse not to be even, contending in their division, at least like fighting with the Packers. They're out.
Yeah, I mean, their end of season schedule. They're at Chicago this week on Monday night. They're home against the Rams. They're at the Packers. And then the last game, home against the Bears. Oh, God, that looks like one win, maybe two. I don't think that's going to be enough to get in. Last team, Niners. I'll go first. In. Huge character win at Cincy. The defense is alive and well. As long as Jimmy G stays upright, they ain't got to go to the kid yet. I think they're going to get in, and I think they're going to get that label as the team that nobody wants to play, unless maybe they play them in San Francisco where they can't win and cover. But that's fine. They're in. Newbie, in or out with the Niners?
Yeah, they're in. I think out of any of these teams, they're like who I would say is the lock to make it in. There is no such thing as locks, but they're playing good football right now, Dave. I would say they are squarely in.
Whoa, he said locks. He said locks?
I said locks.
All right.
I got the locks, and I'm saying locks.
CH, lock it up.
Bagels, though, I will say.
Lock it up, CH.
I said lock once on this show, way back when I was a rookie, and I got a look from Dave that I thought, what the fuck am I having this guy on the show for? I'm pretty sure that's what Dave said. So I haven't said lock since then, but I'm pretty confident that the 49ers are going to get in, and then the storyline will be Brady playing against Garoppolo in the playoffs before Brady plays against Mikey McCorkle in the Super Bowl.
Love it. Didn't even think about that. What a storyline. 2-3 seed right there, or 1-4. Oh, CH planning out the CBS.
Noopy, is that what I look like when you play that goddamn song?
I know. Like, how did he fucking slide that in there too? I didn't even realize that we hadn't talked about Brady yet, and it just gets right on in there. Well done.
Very nicely done. By the way, that guy at that pass, God, that was such a good touchdown. I swear, I was excited. All right, that's it for Dentro e Fiore. Good job, boys. Excellent work on the segment. Last question before we get to take a minute. Monday night, what are you going to be watching? The Bears and the Vikings in Chicago, or the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Tulsa and Old Dominion? Who knew there was a Myrtle Beach Bowl? But which one will you be watching? I'm going to go on a record and saying Newbie's line is neither.
Oh, how'd you know me?
It's 1A is the Monday Night Football game. B is the bowl game. C is neither, and neither is minus 350. How'd I do?
Lay the 350. I usually, what I'll do is I'll watch a show. I'm really into like Curb Your Enthusiasm. We started watching this new documentary on Disney Plus with Will Smith. He does he's traveling around the world. The first one was like him spelunking in volcanoes and shit. So what I usually do on Monday Night Football, if I don't like the game, I'll watch an episode of that, tune in, see if the game's worth watching. So cash that 350 ticket, man. It's only 100 take back on the 350, but it's money in your pocket, baby.
CH, Monday Night Football, NFL, Monday Night Football, Myrtle Beach Bowl, or neither. I'm going to say you'll be watching the NFL minus 250.
No, when you started your sentence, you said Monday night. I already had in my mind anything else was my answer. Anything else. Unless something happens on Sunday and I look at it, or Monday and I say, yeah, maybe I'll put something on one of these teams. I'm not putting anything on either of these teams.
Okay.
I think doesn't Porter tweet about watching The Bachelor on Monday nights? Maybe I'll watch The Bachelor. I think I'd rather watch that than friggin' Minnesota and Chicago. They couldn't flex a better game to this. Well, there's not really a lot of good games this week anyway.
No. It's, there's 1 week before, like the last couple weeks, like they're not giving up one of those Saturday games. They're definitely not giving up, like there's 2 Sunday games that maybe mean something. They already been on. So they're like, fuck it. We'll just keep the Vikings and the Bears. The people in the middle Midwest, we love you guys. Thank you for listening to the show. Minneapolis, Minnesota, climbing up the charts in the top 10 of cities listening to the show. Chicago, you know where you're at. We love you. You guys have been listening to the show. Our boy Colt and Mags doing the talk of the line stuff. I mean, and the rest of the crew, our boy Vic, Chokshi, and everybody else that's listening to the show in Chicago and telling people about it. We really appreciate it. We ain't going to be watching the Bears game.
Sorry.
I ain't going to be watching either one either. That's no chance. I mean, I just can't do it. I'll be watching it on in-game live because I have to. But even no Manning cast can't even get me pulled into the Vikings and the Bears. I can't do it. Just can't do it. All right, take him.
The game fun though, I will say, against the Packers. That was they at least made at least somewhat of a game of it. But the Vikings, not much of a draw there. Yeah, I'm with you.
I can't believe the Vikings were up 29-0 in a football game against the Steelers on a Thursday night. I gave up on it. I was done. And I'm getting a text of going to pick up Mrs. Consig, Jessica, at work. And I'm like, they're like, are you watching this? I'm like, hell no, I'm not watching it. Why? Well, the Steelers are coming back. They're driving to get down 29-20. I'm like, come on. Come home, watch the game, get completely aggravated. Had Grandma Deb screaming at the TV, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? And I was reminded again, I should probably be recording it because that guy recording that Yinzer, epitome of a Yinzer, and showing his cousin Jimmy, uncle doing that shit. It's been my every day of my life for a long time. Between brother Doug, Reno, all the people watching the games, you know what I'm talking about. If people had the cameras in the house, we'd all be famous because you're all crazy. All right, take a minute segment. CH, you're up first. The social media manager, the coordinating producer of the show, the email guy, cashconsidshow@gmail.com. Keep the questions coming. We're going to need content. We're going to need things. We are. What does Bama call us, Snoopy, when you push the button? What does he say?
It's very simple. And, it may sound a little bit like Cousin Cooter, but
this is an over show, boys.
That's right.
We're an over show. Thank you to him as well. But we always appreciate the interaction, both on the Twitter and on the email, the content. Keep it coming. CH, you handle all of that. You handle the take a minute segment. Start us off. 3, 2, 1.
So now that I've got a year under my belt in this industry, apparently I've become some fodder for criticism or poking fun at or whatever. And I think I expect to get some BS from people listening to the show, and people maybe saying, "Oh, they didn't even prepare for the show," which bite me. We do a lot of preparation for the show. But when you have another guy who hosts a show and is a quote friend of the show, and he starts taking shots at you, not cool, man. Not going to say who it was. Not going to say where he's from, Chicago. Not going to say where he's working, Boston. Not going to say anything about what kind of meat his show is named after chicken. But honestly, just be nice. Can't we all just get along? Come on. We get enough bullshit from the listeners and the people taunting. If you got a show, be nice to the other guys doing the shows. That's my minute.
Excellent work. Do you like bone in or bone out wings?
Depends. To be honest with you, if they're really good, boneless, or if I'm out and in a social situation where I don't want to have buffalo sauce up to my elbows, I'll have the boneless. But 99 times out of 100, I'm having the bone in. I go to the hen house and watch the game with Weeksy.
Yeah.
Bone in.
Attaboy. All right. I like the bone in. Noob, you're a bone in guy, right?
Oh, yeah. No, Carl nailed it. If you're in a social situation, date, whatever, it's the boneless because you can eat them. You don't get sauce all over. But if you're like, second date even, dude, I'm going bone in every single time. Nothing better. And I like the flats. I don't know if you guys like the drumstick or the drumstick or the flats. I like the flats. I push them down. One little bite, I can pull off the meat. It's like a fucking magic trick, man.
Dunking in the blue cheese.
Oh, God. And you got to go blue cheese, right? Blue cheese.
Absolutely.
Minus
-5. Oh, ranch is terrible. Ranch is terrible. Ranch is right next to ketchup in my cabinet.
At Carl Hascall, at CarlHascall on the Twitter. Go at him for the ketchup. Go at him for the ranch. Just don't go at him late. If you're going to go at him now. That's all I'm saying. We love the chicken. We love it with the bone in. And I love them flats. That's the way the kids order them every time. We got to get all flats. I still like the drums, but I ain't allowed to eat them because nobody else does. And as far as the social situation, I love getting knee deep in the juice in the social situation. They're like, what is this guy doing? I'm eating wings. That's what I'm fucking doing. Don't care. I've reached that point, boys, at that age. I don't care no more. If I want to bone in with the wing sauce and it's a social situation, I get an extra napkin and try not to get it on my goddamn shirt. All right, newbie, your turn, your talk, your take a minute, the executive producer of the show, the co-host of the show, holding it down in Philadelphia. Big weekend for you. You got your take a minute segment starts in 3, 2, 1.
Mine actually might be under a minute for the first time ever, because I feel like this may spur a conversation for a future edition of the Cash Considerations podcast. Christmas cookies, man. I fucking love Christmas cookies. Like, I don't care how you make them. I don't care who makes them. You give me a plate of them, I'm going in, and I may be in a diabetic coma when I'm done. Snickerdoodle. The peanut butter blossoms, you know, the ones with the little Hershey kisses popped into those sons of bitches. My mom made one. It's called the Christmas Crinkle. It's almost like a brownie with powdered sugar on top of it. Holy Lordy. I'm doing the hot take to end the take a minute. The classic sugar cookie, icing, just sugar, sucks ass. I can't stand the classic sugar cookie. I got haters because of it. At me newbie talks. Rest in peace, my diet. Diet starts in the new year. Christmas cookies, I fucking love them. Snickerdoodle would be my partial. That is my take a minute.
Oh boy, he's at newbie talks.
Words.
Yeah. I mean, the sugar cookies only been around since the beginning of time, but that's okay. Some people don't like it. They don't like other cookies. I mean, listen, I've been to so many weddings, bar mitzvahs, Christmas dinners where people bring mounds of cookies too. Yeah. You got to love the Christmas cookies. Speaking of Christmas cookies, I met the boys from Wager Talk just last night, stopped out, saw Alvarez, met this guy, John Merges on Twitter. He's available. He's in town from Sarasota, Florida. Ralph Michaels was there. Marco D'Angelo came and brought, speaking of cookies, pizzelles. Do you like pizzelles, newbie?
I mean, a pizzelle is basically like, you know, like eat the what is it? Like an ice cream cone. You know what I mean? My Nana makes a mean one. It would be the last one for me. I would eat it if it's the only one left. I would enjoy it. But pizzelles, that's like a plus like 10-1 kind of shot for me.
Carl?
I know.
Dave, what was the segment we just did before Take a Minute? The in or out?
Dentro Fiore.
Yeah. Pizzelle.
Oh.
Pizzelle. Pizzelles. Pizzelle.
That's how we say it up
there. You like them though, right? You like them?
Yeah, I like them warm. Ooh. Oh yeah. Ooh. Right out of the press. Oh yeah. You can kind of roll it up almost like a taquito and kind of, oh yeah.
I might like that way.
Yeah.
I never even had. I never
in a little bit of chocolate. Oh yeah.
Warm pizzelles. Holy shit.
They're only warm for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you just take them out. They feel like they boom, all the air goes out of them. And then
that's the way to eat
them. Wow. All right. That's good to know. Did not know that. Keep that in mind as well. All right. My Take a Minute segment starts right now. Again, shout out to all the people listening to the show. Shout out to all the people subscribing to the YouTube channel. Shout out to all of you who subscribed wherever you get podcasts. People are listening all over, and it's growing. We really appreciate it. And I can't say what's going on, but just there's a lot of talks about maybe doing this show on a regular basis a little more often. We might be able to do that. If you can, tell someone about the show, because sometimes, and just like in the book, it's just about the numbers. Like, because if you're not really listening to the show, you may be missing the point. But if you want to know numbers and all these different things and some number of cities and where are people listening, just tell somebody. We really appreciate it. Saturday night, watching sports reminded me why I fucking love watching sports. Saturday, the Sixers beat the Golden State Warriors. They were playing a song. I was in such a good mood. Then the boxing was on. Lomachenko fight was that guy is an artist, a goddamn magician. Watching people be the best at their craft is just stunning to me still. And I love doing it. I love going and watching little kids, young kids, older kids, and professionals play. But when you watch someone who's just goddamn good at it, it's amazing. Fury came out and sang to Bob Arum. It was quite the show. And then on the other channel, I had on the UFC and watched the women's fight. And Amanda Nunes was 11-1 favorite and got punched in the mouth and lost the fight. Amazing. Then I watched this guy, Oliveira, do some rear naked choke hold, something, I don't know what they called it, but he looked like a goddamn python sneaking up on Poirier's back and choked him out. And it was graceful and like slick. And at the same time, UFC has this honor code that when they lose or they know they're done, they tap 2 times and say, I'm done. And everybody smiles and you shake the guy's hand and say, good fight, see you next time. Or good fight, fuck you, I'm done, we're moving on. Either way, it's just sportsmanship, and it was fun to watch. But the best thing that I saw Saturday night was the entrance to the fight before the Lomachenko fight. I recorded it on the Twitter at Sportsbook Consigliere. Scroll down a couple ways back, and you will see a guy walking into that ring whose name was Jared Anderson. He had a hat on. He had a little bit of a top that looked like fur. It was all white. And he literally pimp walked the whole way down the aisle into the ring, doing the thing with the cane. He had a cane. And Joe Tessitore, who take it or leave it, I appreciate, but some people like to go right at Joe and say he don't know shit, and he's this and he's that. He goes, I've never seen this before in the history of boxing. I hadn't either. But what I did see was him knock him the hell out. And that was another one. He was like minus 2,000, I think. He was a 20-1 favorite or something. Good fight. All of it just reminded me why I enjoy watching sports, why we all enjoy betting on sports, and why I know the three of us for sure enjoy talking to each other about sports. And you guys enjoy, hopefully, listening to us talk about sports and gambling and family and life, because that's what we do on the show. Nobody knows shit, but please keep on listening to the show. For the boys, that's going to wrap it up. Up in Boston, Carl Hascall at Carl Hascall, executive producer of the show, also co-host of the show in Philly. Going to the game, SBE's Dan Alexander at Newbie Talks. I am Dave Sharapan, the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dentro e Fiore. We are in, we are out this week. We'll talk to you guys next week on Cash Considerations.